Good morning, dear students. Today we start with Chapter 7, Social Influence and Group Processes. Each of us is an autonomous individual seeking our own objectives, yet we are also members of groups which constrain us, which guide us, and sustain us. Just as each of us influences the group and the people in the group, so too the groups change each one of us. Joining the groups satisfies our need to belong, gain information, and understand through social comparison, define our sense of self and social identity, and achieve the goals which might elude us had we worked alone. Groups are also practically significant, for much of the world's work is done by groups rather than by individuals. Think about your day-to-day life and the various social interactions you have. In the morning, before going to school, you interact with your family members. In school, you discuss the topics and issues with your teachers and classmates. And after school, you phone up, visit, play with your friends. In each of these instances, you are the part of a group which not only provides you the needed support and comfort, but also facilitates your growth and development as an individual. So today, we need to understand that how our lives are influenced by the nature of group membership we have. What exactly is a group? A group may be defined as an organized system of two or more individuals who are interacting and interdependent, who have common motives, have a set of role relationships among the members, and have norms that regulate the behavior of the members. Now, from this particular definition, we have come to know about the characteristics of the group, that the groups have the following characteristics. Number one is it is a social unit consisting of two or more individuals. So the size of the group is that it needs a minimum of two individuals to come and form a group and to belong to a group. This characteristic of the group helps in distinguishing one group from the other and gives the group its unique identity. Second important characteristic relates to the goals. A collection of individuals who have common motives and goals. Groups function either working towards a given goal or away from certain threats facing the group. Third point is that of norms. A group is a collection of individuals whose interactions are structured by a set of roles and norms. Now, norms are the unspoken rules which are not documented anywhere inside the group, but which become a part of the group over a period of time. This means that the group members perform the same functions every time the group meets, and the group members adhere to the group norms. Norms tell us how we need to behave in the group and specify the behavior expected from the group members. The group members also have some roles to play. For example, as a family, you have a role to play of that of a son or a daughter, or a mother or a father, or that of grandparents or that of grandchildren, and we work accordingly. The groups are not possible without any kind of interaction. So people interact with each other, and they are also interdependent. That is, what one is doing should have consequences for the others. Suppose in a cricket team, one of the fielders drops a catch. So that becomes a turning point of the match, and it also becomes a kind of result for the team that with how will it perform in the future. So groups are of various kinds. We need to understand the various types of groups. Having understood the characteristics of the groups, next come to the types of a group. So in these particular slides, you can see that the characteristics of the groups have been again enumerated, which I've already explained. Now, the collections of people, as I told you, form a group. They can be differentiated from the other collections of people. For example, a crowd. A crowd is a collection of people who may be present at a place or a situation by chance. Then we have teams. Teams are the special kind of groups where members often have complementary skills and are committed to a common goal or a purpose. Members are mutually accountable for their activities. There is a positive synergy attained through the coordinated efforts of the group members. For example, a basketball team, a cricket team. So the members, they have complementary skills. A person who is a good batsman may not be very good in bowling. So whereas the other person, he may be very good in bowling, but however, he may not be a good batsman, or somebody may be very good in fielding. So they are complementing each other and they're accountable for their activities mutually. Now, the next type of the group that we need to know is an audience. Whenever you go to a theater or you go to watch a cinema, you become a part of the audience because you have assembled there for a specific purpose, right? So that is why you become an audience over there. Now, coming to the next one, which is called mob. Mob, its behavior is characterized by homogeneity of thought and behavior as well as impulsivity. What is a mob? Many a time you must have read in the newspapers or you must have seen on the television that a group of people extremely angry, pelting stones at the public property, right? And protesting without thinking that what are the consequences of the kind of protest they are making. That is called mob. Sometimes even an audience can turn into an angry mob. There is a definite sense of purpose, right? There is polarization of attention and the actions of people are in a common direction because everybody is moving towards indulging in destructive behavior. So mob behavior is characterized by homogeneity of thought, that is similarity of thought, as well as the kind of behavior, and impulsivity, that means to do something without thinking. Now, going on further, I would also like to give you the difference between the group and the team. In the groups, the performance is dependent upon the contribution of individual members, but in the teams, both individual and group contributions matter. In the group, there is a leader, and he is leading the group and holds responsibility. But in the case of team, there is a leader, but however, all the members are equally responsible. Now, the question comes is that why do people join groups? We are all members of family, class, some kind of social group, political group, cultural group. So different groups are able to satisfy different needs, and therefore we are simultaneously members of different groups. Now, let's understand that why do people join groups? The first important point is that of security. You cannot exist in a society alone. So you need to be a part of the group. You need to be a part of the society. So you can reduce your insecurity by standing alone. For example, neighborhood watch groups. Next, when we are a member of the particular group and you are included in that particular group, right, we feel recognized. There is a sense of pride, right? For example, our school has won in a competition. You will feel proud and think that you are better than the others. So your status increases. Self-esteem. Groups provide feelings of self-worth. That means we have enhanced value judgment about ourselves and we establish a positive social identity. Being a member of prestigious groups enhances one's self-concept. Satisfaction of psychological and social needs. The groups satisfy one's social and psychological needs, such as the need for belongingness, giving and receiving attention, love and power through a group. Achievement of goals. Groups also help you to achieve your goals, which you cannot attain individually. For example, if you're working on a project, you have to work together, right? If it's a group project, of course, you have to work together because you cannot attain complete the project individually. That is why you have to jointly move ahead towards the completion of the project. Last but not the least, that groups provide you with a lot of knowledge and information. Group membership provides us with a lot of knowledge and information and broadens our view. It broadens our perspective. We may be having a narrow perspective, but interaction with the group members may broaden that viewpoint, or we can start thinking on another line. As individuals, we may not have all the required information, so groups are able to supplement this information and knowledge. Group formation. Now we need to understand that what are the conditions under which the group is formed. The interaction is facilitated by the following points. Number one is proximity. The word proximity means closeness, right? For example, you are going to the school together because your friends stay in the same colony or the same locality. You come back together from school and you are also playing with each other, right? And when you start interacting with them, it gives you an opportunity to know their interests and attitudes. Common interests, attitudes, and backgrounds are very much important determinants of your liking for the group members. Similarity. People like consistency, and when two people are similar, there is consistency and they start liking each other. When similar people, they meet, they reinforce and validate their opinions and values, and hence they feel they're absolutely right, and therefore they start liking each other. For example, if you feel that watching too much of television may increase aggression among the children, and suppose your friend also reinforces your view and says that I also agree with this, so don't you feel that yes, I'm absolutely correct, and naturally you start developing a liking for your friend. If you meet somebody in a gathering, maybe you do not know that person, but during the course of discussion, you will find that you have similar views. So that person becomes instrumental in validating your opinion, and also you develop liking towards a person. Common motives and goals. Well, groups are formed to satisfy the common motives and goals, and that is why people come together, people who have got similar goals, they come together in order to attain their goals, because they have a particular interest. For example, if you want to do any kind of social work, you want to educate the dropout girls of your community, right? So doing this work alone because of academic constraints is not possible. But however, if you have a group of friends who also feel that social work should be a part of our life and we can contribute a lot to the society, you can come together and you can achieve these objectives. And since you are like-minded people, so you can start teaching these children. So with this, we come to an end to the topic of groups, the characteristics of groups, the reason people join the groups, and the conditions under which the group is formed. I hope you must have understood this particular topic. Please go through it once again. And in the next class, we will start with stages of group formation. Thank you.